Hello, my name is Stephen T. Bryant, and I'm the CEO of Global Ethical Hackers. I've accepted awards in the Silicon Valley, an award from the Institute of Engineering and Technology sponsored by GCHQ, and I've spoken at the U.S. Military National Cyber Summit about two-factor authentication. For anyone who does not know what GCHQ is, it's the organization working along spy agencies MI5 and MI6. In addition to providing ethical hacking services, Global Ethical Hackers specializes in educating our clients about cybersecurity best practices and, most relevant for this report, forensic investigation. If you're unaware of the current situation, two legends of sport, Gigantor Brian Shaw and the Beast Eddie Hall, were endeavoring to advance professional arm wrestling into mainstream sport via the Brian Shaw Classic. During that time, these efforts were disrupted when the domain east-vs-westarmwrestling.com was transferred away from its registered owner. This caused a significant disruption to the services, and according to East vs. West management, is causing considerable financial damage. This led Robert Baxter, the owner of East vs. West Arm Wrestling LLC, to engage Global Ethical Hackers to undertake an independent investigation of the domain transfer and present a report of our findings. All statements and updates from this investigation, as well as selected evidence, can be found on our website, globalethicalhackers.com/EVW. Global Ethical Hackers is committed to mitigating the risks of cyber attacks against East vs. West arm wrestling. We understand athletes, announcers, and commentators' social media accounts generate significant revenue, as well as promote the sport and provide information about future events. To protect those income streams, we are offering our services of implementing cybersecurity best practices free of charge to East vs. West professionals to help defend it against and recover from future attacks. East vs. West professional athletes, announcers, and commentators, in order to take advantage of this offer, please email us at evw@globalethicalhackers.com with your name in the subject. Removal of a credit card. We are aware that it has been suggested online that the credit card on file was intentionally removed to prevent the domain from being auto-renewed. This statement appears to be false, as a receipt provided by Engen Terzi shows the payment to renew the domain in August of 2024 was carried out by bank transfer and not a credit card. Backorder transfer domain. We are aware that it has been discussed online that a backorder somehow led to the transfer of the domain. A backorder domain purchase occurs when a registrar reserves the right to be the first in line to bid on or purchase a domain after it expires and the grace period is ended. Hostinger has confirmed that the backorder purchasing is not a service they offer. Based on this statement, it is evident that the transfer of the domain from Asimtocell to Hostinger shortly after the August 10th expiry date was not a backorder domain purchase. Status of the domain. Contrary to some statements circulating online, the domain is still not in the possession of East vs. West Arm Wrestling, the trademark holder of the business. Global Ethical Hackers has been informed by the registering agency, Hostinger, that it has placed a 60-day block preventing the domain from being transferred to any other registrant. There is a process underway which Global Ethical Hackers is trying to aid to have the domain transferred back to East vs. West. Who transferred the domain? We are aware that there has been some speculation online about whether someone from East vs. West or their streaming partner, Kiswi, transferred the domain after August 10th, 2025. Who created and was in control of the domain? In a written conversation with Onur Ajitaş, Mr. Ajitaş wrote that he created the account and passwords for the Asimtocell and the Gmail account used to log in and control the domain. Mr. Ajitaş also stated the passwords were the same for both accounts. Mr. Ajitaş wrote he did not share the credentials with Mr. Terzi. It has also been suggested and was indicated to Global Ethical Hackers that credential to the Gmail account that was used in the username for the registrar was significant in the transfer. Part of this theory was that the passwords for the Gmail and the Asimtocell were the same, and therefore if individuals had access to one, they could be assumed to have access to both. The importance of access to the Gmail account is that it would be required to retrieve the 6-digit two-factor authentication code required to complete the login process to transfer the domain. What is two-factor authentication and was it used? Two-factor authentication is a security method that requires two distinct forms of identification to access an account or system, adding a crucial layer of protection beyond a simple password. The transcript shows that two-factor authentication was in fact in use in this case. The Gmail account was a distraction. Although indications that were the access to the Gmail account was necessary in order to transfer the domain from Asimtocell, the statement appears to be false. I set up an Asimtocell account. After attempting several logins, a telephone call was placed to Asimtocell. Asimtocell told Global Ethical Hackers that the required two-factor authentication is only sent via SMS to a SIM card. Asimtocell indicated that they do not offer the service of sending a two-factor authentication code via email. Synopsis of events. In January of 2025, Peter Clark from Kiswi and Adam Silver from East vs. West were tasked with integrating the live stream with the domain to offer pay-per-view services. Mr. Ajitash provided the username, the Gmail account, the password, and the location to log in at Asimtocell to Mr. Silver on January 21st, and on the same day, Mr. Silver shared these credentials with Peter Clark. This has been confirmed with transcripts of the conversations. The transcripts show on the same day Adam Silver and Peter Clark successfully log into the Asimtocell account one time each. Mr. Silver, Mr. Clark, and Mr. Ajitash have confirmed this. The evidence shows that on both instances on January 21st, 2025, where the login to the Asimtocell account was successful, the 6-digit two-factor authentication code was sent by Asimtocell and was provided by Mr. Ajitash to Mr. Silver and Mr. Clark. Once it was provided to Mr. Ajitash, to Mr. Silver at the request of Mr. Silver, and once it was provided to Mr. Clark at the request of Mr. Clark. In the latter case, at the exact same minute, 6:32 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, or 16:32 in Turkey. This indicates that for the January work to integrate the live stream, the two-factor authentication codes provided by Mr. Ajitash would have been sent by Asimtocell via SMS to the SIM card that Mr. Ajitash was able to retrieve the 6-digit code and provide to Mr. Clark at the exact same minute. Based on this evidence, it appears that Mr. Clark and Mr. Silver could not have been involved with the transfer of the domain in August without access to the phone associated to the Asimtocell account. None of these parties at any stage have indicated that Mr. Clark nor Mr. Silver might have somehow had access to the device that contained the SIM card. It also indicates that the two-factor authentication code Mr. Ajitash appears to have used to generate the transfer codes to transfer the domain in March would have also been sent via SMS to the device using the SIM card attached to the number on the Asimtocell. The joy of two-factor authentication. In addition to previously listed advantages, two-factor authentication also serves to prevent fraud and assist in identifying those who commit it. In this case, we are no longer looking for the IP address, hiding behind a veil of a VPN to find out who transferred the domain. Who owns the SIM? Establishing the owner of the SIM card on file will be a key piece of evidence to conclude who transferred the domain. To purchase a SIM card in Turkey, you must present a valid ID, such as a passport, to prevent fraud and ensure the number is registered to you. The authorities can retrieve this information in one inquiry, as it is listed on the file in Asimtocell. Moving forward, filing the report. Global Ethical Hackers is pleased to confirm that Turkey's primary cyber breach authority, recently established, the National Cyber Incident Response Center, USOM, have responsibilities and authorities over this cyber attack. USOM has the legal powers to commence a formal investigation and bring those responsible for the attack to justice. USOM obliges registered owners of the domain that have suffered a breach to report the breach immediately. We have reminded Mr. Terzi, as a legal registered owner at the time of the attack, of his obligations to report the cyber attack to USOM. We are awaiting confirmation from Mr. Terzi that breach has been reported to USOM. Not only is the filing an important obligation, it is the next step in discovering who is responsible for the attack and see them brought to justice. Best practices. Domain name responsibilities. Domain names can be used for criminal activities. As such, authorities place significant responsibilities on the registered owners of the domain names. In continually increasing efforts to protect the innocent, these responsibilities carry significant penalties for non-compliance, and more, negligence is no excuse in the eyes of the law. For any domain owners We advise taking these responsibilities seriously. Please like and share. A full statement and more best practices can be found on globalethicalhackers.com/EVW.